Burlington, Vermont, campaign manager for Bernie Sanders, Jeff Weaver. Jeff, let's go to Katty Kay in Washington. She has the first question. Katty.
Sure.
Jeff, why do you still have a job? Isn't it time that the senator got out of this race now?
Well, I don't think so. Look, Bernie Sanders has been fighting for a progressive agenda his whole life. I actually started working for him 30 years ago this month. The issues he's talking about today are the issues he was talking about back then. And for him, this is really about transforming America. It has always been about that. It has never been about Bernie Sanders. I think he's articulated that on the stump now the entire year. And what he is trying to do is continue to make the changes we need so that America, the American government, and the economy works for all people in this country, not just a few.
Jeff, Donnie Deutsch, congratulations. You've run a brilliant
Sure.
campaign. I want to ask you a question, and it's a simple yes or no answer. Is Bernie Sanders still running for president? Yes or no?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He is an active candidate for president, yes.
Okay. Do you think it is time for that to change? What is the reason I know he wants to push his progressive agenda forward. So wouldn't it be more productive at this point to be working with Hillary on what the issues that are important to him, and he does have the club right now, as opposed to just saying, I'm still running for president?
Well, I think we are in discussions with the Clinton campaign. I think that's been widely reported. Obviously, the secretary and the senator met in person a couple nights ago. I'm in communication with the Clinton campaign on a daily basis. So we are working toward coming to resolution on a number of issues, both process issues and substantive issues. Over 12 million people voted for Bernie Sanders over this past year, and those people need to have their voices heard, and that's what he's going to ensure happens.
Hey, Jeff, Ron Fournier. Senator Sanders has shown how easy it is to peel away millennials from Hillary Clinton, a purpose-driven, desperately want change, shake up institutions generation, how easy it is to pull them away from a status quo candidate. Where do they go if she's the nominee? I can't assume they're all going to vote for her. Is it possible they sit out?
Well, I think that's a concern, certainly that the Clinton campaign has, that a number of these young folks, many of whom voted for the first time when they supported Bernie Sanders, will sit out. And so that's why we're trying to make sure that they understand that Bernie Sanders is going to make sure their voice is heard through this process, that the change that they came out and voted for during the course of this campaign does not go away,
but let me interrupt you. As you know, this generation isn't very interested in endorsements. They're not going to vote for somebody just because somebody else says to vote for them. So how does Hillary Clinton, how does the top of the ticket attract these millennials in a way that Senator Sanders could? He can't transfer it, so how does she do it?
Well, I think that's exactly what he has been saying, during the end of this process, and received some criticism for it. But there is a tremendous burden on the Clinton campaign to demonstrate that they have heard these young people, that they understand their concerns, that they're going to fight for a really progressive agenda, that they're going to deal with some of the issues that young people are concerned about, like the high cost of college education, in a meaningful way. That's the burden. Right? And that's what these discussions are about. Can we get to a place where these young people will know that their voice has been heard by Hillary Clinton?
Jeff, it's Casey Hunt. It's nice to see you. You've been
Hey, Casey, how are you?
I'm well. You've been with Bernie Sanders for decades. He's called you a friend, and you were in the room when he and Hillary Clinton met. So I'm wondering, do you think that Bernie Sanders trusts Hillary Clinton as a person? Do you think that he believes that she's going to do the things that she tells him she's going to do?
Oh, absolutely. Look, they've known each other for years. They served together in the Senate, and I'm confident that he believes that the Secretary's word is good. If she makes a commitment to a particular issue or to a process change, that she's going to follow through on it. Yes, I think he does.
All right, Jeff Weaver, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate you being with us.
Well, there's some new information about the investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails and her private server. The former Secretary of State facing continued questions on the Sunday Public Affairs programs yesterday about the Inspector General's report that found she did, in fact, according to that report, break State Department rules. Well, now it seems some unusual legal tactics in the FBI's investigation could, we are told, create some new complications. Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Herridge is live in Washington on that. So, Catherine, what is this all about?
Well, thank you, Eric, and good morning. 4 of the central players in the FBI investigation are represented by the same lawyer in what legal experts, including a former U.S. attorney, say is highly unusual and may present a conflict of interest. The so-called common defense allows defendants to share the same lawyer, and critics say share information and possibly coordinate their stories. In this case, Clinton's former chief of staff, Cheryl Mills, policy advisor Jake Sullivan, Clinton gatekeeper for the media, Philippe Reines, as well as Heather Samuelson, who decided which emails to destroy and which emails to share with the State Department. They all share the same attorney.
Each of those potential targets or subjects of the investigation get to share information across that same attorney and, quite frankly, get their story to sync up and understand what other people know of the situation.
Whitaker's group has also filed a Freedom of Information lawsuit to get the emails of Dennis Chang, who was Mrs. Clinton's deputy chief of protocol. Only a handful of his emails were released by the State Department, and he was considered a point person between the State Department and the Clinton Foundation. On the Sunday talk shows, Mrs. Clinton dismissed the independent findings of the State Department's Inspector General that her email practices broke the rules and violated the law to keep government records.
I thought that the report actually made it clear that the practice I used was used by other secretaries. Everybody in the department knew that I was emailing from a personal address. Hundreds of people knew it. People around the government knew it.
Also, as early as today, Clinton IT specialist Brian Pagliano may file a copy with the court of his immunity deal with the Justice Department as part of the Freedom of Information Action lawsuit by Judicial Watch. As you recall, Eric, he took the fifth on Capitol Hill, and he now intends to take the fifth in this civil case. Eric.
Well, that investigation seems to be really ramping up. Catherine, thank you.